Hi, I'm Varian Brandon, and this is one of the chat sessions, just because I got a lot to talk to you about. I've been kind of busy doing stuff, and so I think I'm just going to get right to it. I don't have much. I mean, and I don't think you even suspect that any of these things that I do are scripted in any way. I'm just going, I'm going to talk about this. Anyway, so what we're going to be. It's going to be maybe a little chaotic, but I'm here. So there we go. One of the things I talked about, I think this last time, as I bang on my lap, this last time was this hat project I'm working on. And whether I was going to do 10 or 12 hats, I've decided to do 10. I kind of ran out of steam at, what's that orange? What's that? Huh. Oh, well, I'll figure it out. Something down. Oh, I guess that's red. Oh, well, sorry. File folder. Sorry. So sorry. Here we go. I ran out of steam at 10 because I'm off to other things right this second. So let me just show you where we are. I forget how many you've seen. I think you've seen 8. I think you've seen 8, but I'll run through them again real quickly. The plan for these, let me just go through them real quickly. Shouldn't have put that on top. That's something we'll talk about in just a minute. Oh, and the hat got involved in all that. There's so many hats, I swear. All right, 3 silhouettes of the hats. There's this kept version. I'll put one on. I do this every time I mess my hair up, but it's okay. It's all for the love of science here. Anyway, this is the kept thing that has a double thickness around the ears, whatever that is, ears, and because that's where the ribbing is right in there, and it folds up. It's real interesting because you work on this and then you turn the whole thing inside out. I'm not going to do that over my face, but I'll show you in just a bit, like this. And then it has this lovely tassel in the back, which just makes it fun. It's just kind of a fun kind of hat. So there's that one. There's that silhouette. How did I do? Not too bad. All right, there's that. The next one of those is this one, which I'm not going to put on, but this one is a bunch of Celtic knots and that sort of thing. I should have shown this one up type. This has got smaller repeats and smaller bands. This one has a larger bands kind of here. And then the third one is the one I decided what I wanted to do was to do something that had a lot of pattern on the brim, and then the rest of it would not have a lot of pattern on it and be kind of repetitive. So this is what I came up with. Let's see if I can get it on. I always do this, and I end up putting it on with the where the join is right in the middle of my forehead. So well, I'm going to give up. It should where. I'm so good. I can't even tell where it is. Right there, maybe? Oh, well, I'm hoping that's right. Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's what this one is. And so it has a lot of patterning here, and then there's not much patterning, in the back like that. So I can see this done in other colors too. These are just the ones I happen to have because I happen to be on a purplish and green kick right now. So have been for a couple of years, but that's where I am. So I don't know what these are going to be called yet. Did I tell you that before? I can't decide whether to name them, 1, 2, and 3, 1 through 10, or name them after something. I don't know what yet. I haven't decided. The other style are more the what I call the bucket style, the slouch style. These two actually have names, and I may rename them for whatever, or I may leave them. This one it's currently on my website right now. This one's called Unbaroken, as in Baroque, the Baroque period, but it is a slouch that kind of hangs kind of like that. And then this one is called the Ivy Crown, which I think they're pretty good. So I'm just trying to decide regal fantasy names. I don't know what to call what the name the rest of them. And this one had another name, which it's not relevant right this second, but I redid it in the yarn I'm working in, so that it's the same kind of thing, has a little bit of a brim. Oh no, I take that back. This has got a 2x2 No, hello, did I make these? Yes. 1 by 1 rib here. And all of these have sort of a thing at the top. What do you call that? A star at the top, or some sort of pattern at the top. And there's that one. That's the ivy crown. And this is the unbroken for Baroque. And that's that one at the top. And when you put this on, you've seen me put these on a million times, but I'll do this. When you put these on like this hangs back. Hello, let's get this. Why did I even brush my hair? Why did I even try? Like that. And then, hopefully, as you wear it, this part, you can kind of see, hopefully that was in frame. If not, check another video, because I think I've done it. I try it every time. I don't know. Okay, let's kind of headband back on again. Let's try that. Okay, so those are the 3 slouch / bucket things, which I call them that just because there's really no shaping until you get to the crown, at the top. And also with these kept things, they don't have a thing at the top. They just sort of end and kind of get pulled in really quickly. But the rest of the time, it's just a straight kind of hat. I just like this one. That was the last one. Okay. The other pattern are these, I've got 4 of these that are these little tam kind of things that could be considered just a little beanie, except if you put them over a 10-inch plate, you actually can get more of a beret. That's this one. I'm assuming this, that can kind of go on and kind of go off like this, off to the side a little bit, or just can be on just sort of a loose, not a real tight beanie kind of thing. There's that one. There's this one, which I feel is a little more industrial. I don't know. I think it's just the colors, the blue on the black. I think in other colors it would look totally different. It has a little bit of can you see that? It has a little bit of a patterning in there. I forget, does this one have, oh yeah, this one does too. I've been making these so fast I forget what I've done. This one has a little bit of patterning on the inside and is sort of a purple. It has this pattern on top. This one's my favorite. I shouldn't have favorites, right? But I like this one. This was the newest one, which has that and then has this patterning around there, which I really like, that kind of thing. So those are the hat patterns. Currently, I'm in the process of writing them into a form of I want to say a book, but it more or less is just a collection of 10 patterns. And what I've done is I've taken all of the things that are repetitive to the pattern, like reading the charts or how you knit from charts, and what else, anything like that on there, possibly abbreviations, and putting them in the front of the book with all of the other stuff that goes in the front. And then then each pattern, as you flip through, you'll get the gauge, what to cast on, how to finish it, and the charts for each one. But you won't get the how do you read the charts, because that'll be in the front of the book, or the collection, the pamphlet, the thing, I don't know. Probably 50 pages long, if I'm lucky. Somewhere between 40 and 50, I think. So not big. But that I'm trying to get that done and printed up by at least early fall, September, because there's an event on the West Coast that I'm going to go teach at. Dangling participle. That's not a participle, is it? Yeah, I think it is. Preposition. Anyway, hello. Tied up in grammar. Hold on. Whoo. Okay. I'm going to be going to teach out on the West Coast in September. More about that later. But that's where we'll have the books, the pamphlets, the collection. We'll be ready for them for then. So that's what I've been working on, is all of those hats. I think I'm kind of done now. 10 hats in a row. I think I'm kind of done. So the other thing I've been working on is this sweater, and the sweater is for Mountain Meadow wool, and it's to be done like a class. I think what they're going to do is let's just throw my glasses on the floor? Oh, well, I didn't. I'll think about it in a minute. I think I was supposed to get this. I'm almost a year late getting this because of the stuff my husband went through, and if you is still going through. So that's a whole other issue, one that I don't want to talk about right now, but we're fine. It's just I've been busy. So anyway, what I've been trying to do is thinking about a yoked sweater in sport weight. I think this is either sport or DK weight yarn. Mountain Meadow Cody, so I think that's sport weight. That has a number of colors, not an exorbitant amount, but a number of colors, but in patterns that are relatively easy to do, simple patterns, not a whole heck of a lot of them. They're going to be spread out over the yoke, kind of like you've got necklaces on, I mean, if you will. I mean, one that goes around here and then another one and then another one. So, but there's going to be spacing between them. So it's not like an overall, trust me, if it works out, it's going to be fabulous. If it doesn't, then you'll never hear from it again. Anyway, what I've just finished doing is working out for the videos. You know, the first video is going to cover, the introduction, kind of go through the pattern, how the construction works, all that kind of preliminary kind of stuff. And then you'll have by the next lesson, you should have completed X, okay? And that's X being, if you're math people, X being some part of the sweater until we get it all done. I think that's going to be 4 or 5, maybe 6 parts. But the first part is just the introduction, and then we talk about casting on. And what this is, I've got the body done. Yes, I told you I'm on a purple and green, spiel here. We cast on at the bottom. You knit 2.5 inches of a 1x1 grid. You add on a certain number of stitches, and then go all the way up. And that's boring as all bloody get out, but it's also, you're done with it at that point. And then you do just a little bit of color work on the top. So after the first lesson, you need to be through to here. And then we'll talk about doing this color work on the top. Very simple. You can see they're very simple repeats, very simple stuff. Then for the next lesson, you also have to have both sleeves done. So there's going to be a little bit of time in between. And the sleeves start out like this. They start out with the purple and come up to here to that same kind of color work here, and then go all the way up to the top, and then there's the top of the sleeve. Okay, so are you following this? Here's the body. Here is one sleeve gets attached this way, and I don't have enough hands for this. And the other sleeve gets attached over here. So you see that? So there we are. And then when all those are on one needle, now I've tried on the sleeves to know that I've got the right length. Haven't tried on the body yet, but I've measured it. It seems to be fine, but I could. I mean, you can tell I can put a thread through that and can try on the body to make sure it's long enough and comes right to the underarms at the right length that I want it to come to. And then all of these, there's a certain number of stitches that go on the holder at the underarm here and on the underarm of the sleeve, and then you put them, and that's what we're going to talk about in the class thing. You put them all together and then work up, shaping up to the neck, and then you're done. I mean, the major knitting is done at this point. So all of the boring body parts, hello, sorry, that sounded weird. The body part of it, the body part of the sweater is done at the very beginning. So, and then we'll talk about the Kitchener. There's a Kitchener stitch that goes in underneath here, and to connect that together, we've got ribbing to do at the top, or you can stop at any point. I'm also going to talk about if you want to put any waist shaping in, you can do that in the body on the way up. All that kind of stuff. If there's several versions of the bottom, I wanted to do this, especially for people who haven't done a lot of color work. What I wanted to do is have this be plain at the bottom. Mostly because for those of us that are kind of hippie, yeah, here, so it's a little bit hippie. I don't want to have color coming right around, or any sort of attention right around at my widest part. So I wanted it to be just plain. And even then, with the sleeve that I've now thrown on the floor, with the sleeve hanging next to your hips, the sleeve is going to be here, so that's going to take attention away from your widest part. It's going to be on your sleeve. So that's my plan. So, and as far as designing goes, I can adjust that yoke with various, when you see the pattern, with various designs in between, various numbers of rounds in between the small-ish color work pieces. So if that makes any sense whatsoever, as I said, if it works out, it's going to be nice, I think. If it doesn't work out, you'll never see it again. It'll be gone. I'll never mention it again. No, I'm kidding. I'll probably use it as a teaching thing. So the other thing we'll talk about a lot, and you'll get tired of hearing it, is the difference, and you can see it a little bit here, the difference between the tension between your color work and your stockinette. And you can stretch that out a little bit so that you try to make that as square as possible. But that is kind of what happens when you do the two. I did one sleeve. I was going to be so clever. I did one sleeve. Let me see if I can't reach this without turning over. Grab that. Yeah, okay. I did one sleeve where I did this in a size 4 and this in a size 5 and then this in a size 4. And to say, because that's what you can do if you have that kind of coming in spot here. And this one I did all in size 4. Can you tell the difference between the two? I just don't think that's that big a difference. So I don't know. It's the same yarn, the same everything. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not really worried about it, but we'll talk about it. As long as it's not, really tight. And I don't think I see any of it here, where this kind of comes in, because that's where your yoke's coming in anyway. So, all right, guys, that's my deal. Whole lot of information in a short period of time. How much time have I been doing? Oh, that's not too bad. 17 minutes. For 17 minutes I've been talking. So that's what I got. The book, which will be coming out, you'll see more and more. You'll get so tired of hearing about the darn book. I bet you are already. Hear about the stupid hats. But I really like them. So there's that. And as I said, it helped me, and has helped me keep my sanity when going back and forth to doctor's offices with my husband. So, and the sweater, I have not talked to Mountain Meadow recently. I don't think they know I've even gotten this far on it. I think what they were going to do, originally what the plan was is that they would release it to their yarn group, their monthly yarn group, and then have links to the class kind of thing, and they would get that exclusively. Then after a certain amount of time, then I would release it to my website so that you can get it, anybody can get it at that point. So that's kind of what the plan is, and that at any amount of time, may be 3 months, maybe 6 months, I don't know. Maybe immediately. They might say, too late, Brandon. I don't think so. I'm very fond of them. They'll be very nice to me. They always are. So, all right. So that's it from me, people. You can find me at all the usual places. Where am I teaching? That's a good point. I am teaching in first part of March at the Carolina Fiber Festival in Raleigh, teaching 6 or 7 classes, which is great. Then in first part of June, I am teaching at the, that's something I should say, the Blue Ridge Fiber Festival. I designed a hat pattern for the Blue Ridge Fiber Festival in some of their colors. I'll put that up, picture of that up over here. So if you're interested, it's up on Ravelry and on my website. So it depends on, if you're not particularly fond of Ravelry, then it's on my website too. Same price, it's both there. That's going to be a class at Blue Ridge Fiber Festival, which is in June 2nd and 3rd. That's a class I'm teaching there. And the cool thing about that is that they have a lot of really neat vendors in the area that have all sorts of alpaca and wool and all sorts of cool fibers that they do. I'm very impressed. It's very small, but and growing. But the vending group, I shouldn't say very small. It's small-ish. The vending group that are there are really impressive, really high quality, and they are going to choose colors and make the hat in their yarn. So in addition to the yarn that's been dyed by the people who run the festival, they're going to have the vendors are going to have kits with their yarn. So excited about that. That's pretty cool. That's Blue Ridge Fiber Festival. And then that's in June. There's a possibility of one mid-June, but I haven't heard about them yet. I am put in, let's see, and the next one I know of for sure is SAF in October. That's for sure. It's SAF in October. So I'll let you know if I've put in for some others. Who knows? There are a couple that I'm going, why did I even put this in? It's very exclusive. I might get in, I might not. Who knows? There's a couple of them that people have tried, teachers have tried several times, and they don't get in until the second or third or fourth time that they try. And I'm just trying the first time, so I don't think so. But it's okay. I like what I'm doing. So, all right, guys. Given to the tendency of this podcast to end 3 or 4 times, this is now my second ending. See you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you for being here.